Let's give you a hypothetical scenario. So you and your partner go on a date after a long time to a fancy restaurant. The food is excellent, the conversation is going well, and everything is just perfect. Suddenly, in the middle of this dream outing, one of you gets a frantic call from your neighbor. It turns out that your house is caught on fire, and the fire brigade is already on the scene. Both of you spring into action and leave everything behind. On the way home, you're dreading what you will see. Thousands of thoughts like, we just spent hundreds of dollars on redecoration, it will all go to waste. Or, are my credit cards in my handbag also burned? Or, is the paperwork also destroyed? Are some of the questions that might be revolving in your brain. But when you reach home, it turns out that the reports of the fire were exaggerated, and it was just a normal kitchen fire. You will breathe a sigh of relief knowing that the damage was minimal, and all your crucial stuff is safe. Let's talk about a slightly different scenario. We have the same restaurant, the same date going on, and suddenly you get a call from your neighbor. He assures you that everything is under control, and it's just an ordinary kitchen fire. So in this situation, you might not be as frantic as you were in the first case. You would be thinking of calling your insurance company to report the incident, or what would be the cost of reconstructing the whole kitchen, etc. But the plot twist comes when you reach home. You see a full, raging fire that is engulfing your entire home. This horrific surprise shakes you to the core, and you don't even know what to do now. So what is the difference between both scenarios? In case A, you were expecting the absolute worst, but it turned out that your presumptions were wrong. In case B, you were expecting moderate consequences, but nothing prepared you for the future. The rage and disappointment that follows in case B is significantly more, not only because the damage was greater, but because your assumption about it being a moderate fire turned out to be untrue. There are many other cases where we feel disappointed whenever our expectations aren't met. So for example, you give an excellent job interview but don't get hired, or maybe you studied very hard for an exam but nearly failed it. The illusion of success is what motivates us to do things. We expect that if we put in the required effort, it will pay off. Our brain is trained to work that way. When it detects that this task will lead to a reward or a desired outcome, it starts to release dopamine, which motivates us to work towards our goal. It is not the reward, but the expectation of a reward, which releases dopamine. In fact, Professor Wolfram Schultz discovered that your body feels energized when working towards a desired objective. That's why you feel enthusiasm when doing your favorite task. Since most of us don't know what it feels like to win, we start to imagine what it is going to be like. The recognition, the praises from colleagues and friends and whatnot. Unexpected awards also signal the release of dopamine from your brain. So for example, companies use surprise bonuses, awards, and parties for the employees to increase their expectations from the firm. As a result, they work with greater focus and passion in seeking the next reward. What others expect from you also shapes you. So for instance, there's a manager who is confident in his ability to manage people and constantly generates positive results. Naturally, others around will only keep positive expectations from him. In fact, even his mistakes will be sidelined as human errors and as part of learning. However, not everyone is as fortunate as this manager. So if there's a student who is academically weak, all his teachers and friends will subconsciously expect him to fail. As a result, he is offered fewer opportunities in life as a result of the negative expectations attached to him. Now that we are aware of how influential expectations are, we should strive to eliminate unreal expectations. Because when they aren't, we get unsatisfied with our life. It might sound cliché, but you don't need to have a lavish vacation, countless outfits, or a dream job to enjoy life. If you practice mindfulness, you will enjoy doing trivial tasks like taking a walk, preparing a meal, listening to a podcast, etc. Expect joy in small things. That's it for today, folks. Hope you enjoyed the video, and if you do subscribe and like our channel, we have many similar psychology and self-improvement videos that are awaiting you. You are an alchemist. Make gold of that.